Warning, Spider-Man, No Way Home spoilers ahead. As Marvel fans know, the end credit scenes are sometimes the best and most confusing parts of MCU movies, and the Spider-Man, No Way Home post-credit scenes are no exception. Spider-Man, No Way Home, a sequel of 2017 Spider-Man, Homecoming and 2019 Spider-Man, Far From Home, is the third Spider-Man movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe and the 27th film in the franchise overall. The movie stars Tom Holland as Peter Parker, a.k.a. Spider-Man, a high school student with spider-like superpowers. The film is set after the events of Spider-Man, Far From Home, which saw Mysterio, Jake Gyllenhaal, expose Peter as Spider-Man and frame him for his murder. Spider-Man, No Way Home sees Peter ask Dr. Stephen Strange, Benedict Cumberbatch, for help to restore his life and secret identity. However, Dr. Strange's spell doesn't go as planned and the magic breaks open the multiverse to allow supervillains from alternate realities who fought other versions of Spider-Man to arrive in the MCU's Spider-Verse. In an interview with Uproxx in February 2021, Holland, who has a reputation among fans for spoiling MCU movies, confirmed that some details about Spider-Man, No Way Home had been leaked before its premiere while others stayed a secret. It's a tricky situation. Sometimes the fans figure out what's going on, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they figure out one thing, and it opens up a whole world of possibilities and they go off on a tangent, which could not be more different or more correct to what we're making, he said. It's a shame, sometimes, that things get leaked and things get ruined. But at the moment, with this film, I think we're doing a very, very good job of keeping the things that need to be a secret. And I'm sure there are things that are going on that I have no idea about. I mean, I'm usually the last person to find out what's going on, because of this ridiculous rumor that I spoil movies. He continued, but, I think, the tricky thing about those questions is, it's a question that's going to get a reaction regardless of what the answer is. So it's one of those things where you just have to figure out, how is the best way to handle this? Shall I lie? Shall I tell the truth? Shall I just say, I can't say anything? Shall I say, I can neither confirm nor deny? There's nothing you can really say that won't spark a reaction from the fans. So, it's a double-edged sword. It can be great. It can be a great thing, but sometimes it can be quite a damaging thing. Since the start of the Marvel Cinematic Universe with 2008's Iron Man, the franchise has used post-credit scenes, aka short clips after the credits of each MCU movie, as a way to tease the universe's next films, and the Spider-Man, No Way Home post-credit scenes are no different. Read on for what happens in the Spider-Man, No Way Home post-credit scenes and how many to stay for at the end of the credits. Trust us, the Spider-Man, No Way Home post-credit scenes are worth the wait. How many Spider-Man, No Way Home post-credit scenes are there? How many Spider-Man, No Way Home post-credit scenes are there? There are 2 post-credit scenes in Spider-Man, No Way Home. However, there is only one Spider-Man, No Way Home post-credit scene in a traditional sense. The first Spider-Man, No Way Home post-credit scene features Venom, while the second Spider-Man, No Way Home post-credit scene is a trailer for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. What happens in the first Spider-Man, No Way Home post-credit scene? What happens in the first Spider-Man, No Way Home post-credit scene? The first Spider-Man, No Way Home post-credit scene features a cameo from Tom Hardy's Eddie Brock from 2018's Venom and 2020's Venom, Let There Be Carnage. In the scene, Eddie, who was transported to the MCU Spider-Verse after Doctor Strange's spell backfired, is at a bar on a beach in Mexico as he asks the bartender questions about the heroes and villains in the MCU. He refers to Iron Man as someone in a tin suit, the Hulk as a man who's green and Thanos as an alien who collects stones. Eddie makes fun of Thanos by telling the bartender that aliens on his planet, aka Venom, don't collect stones and instead, control people's minds. The bartender tells him that he lost his family for 5 years because of Thanos, which makes Eddie a bit more sympathetic to what happened after the snap. Eddie tells the bartender that he should go to New York City to find Spider-Man to figure out a way to return to his universe. As he gets up, Venom tells Eddie that he's drunk. The bartender also tells Eddie that he needs to pay for his drink. But before Eddie can do so, he vanishes in the same way the Sam Raimi and Mark Webb Spider-Man characters vanished in Spider-Man, No Way Home as the bartender complains about how he knew Eddie wouldn't pay. Just before the Spider-Man No Way Home post-credit scene ends, the camera zooms in on a drop of black goo as it moves across the bar, hinting that Venom will be in the fourth MCU Spider-Man movie. The Spider-Man No Way Home post-credit scene comes after the movie's producer, Amy Pascal, confirmed in an interview with Fandango in November 2021 that another Spider-Man trilogy with Holland is planned. "This is not the last movie that we are going to make with Marvel. This is not the last Spider-Man movie," she said. "We are getting ready to make the next Spider-Man movie with Tom Holland and Marvel. We're thinking of this as 3 films, and now we're going to go on to the next 3. This is not the last of our MCU movies." What happens in the second Spider-Man No Way Home post-credit scene? What happens in the second Spider-Man No Way Home post-credit scene? The second Spider-Man No Way Home post-credit scene is a trailer for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, which premieres on May 6, 2022. The trailer starts with Dr. Stephen Strange, Benedict Cumberbatch, returning to the Sanctum Sanctorum after the events of Spider-Man No Way Home as a voice in his head tells him what a mistake it was to mess with the multiverse. The scene is followed by a montage of clips, including a wedding between Doctor Strange and Christine Palmer, Rachel McAdams, a surgeon at the hospital Strange used to work at. The trailer continues with Doctor Strange finding Wanda Maximoff/Scarlet Witch, Elizabeth Olsen, to ask for her help to fix the multiverse. Thinking that Doctor Strange is there to talk about Westview, the town she mind-controlled in WandaVision, Wanda confesses that she has also made mistakes. When Doctor Strange tells her that he isn't there to talk about Westview and instead needs her help, Wanda is intrigued and agrees to go with him. The trailer continues with scenes Doctor Strange and Wanda fighting various monsters. The trailer also includes Chiwetel Ejiofor as Carl Mordo, a former master of the mystic arts and the main villain of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. The trailer ends with a bombshell as Doctor Strange comes face to face with an evil version of himself also played by Cumberbatch. In an interview with Variety in 2021, Cumberbatch called Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness the most ambitious superhero film yet. The Marvel Cinematic Universe movies are available to stream on Disney+. Here's how to watch them for free. For more about Spider-Man, check out Marvel's special edition book, Spider-Man, From Amazing to Spectacular, the definitive comic art collection, which takes readers through 50 years of Spider-Man. The deluxe art book, which includes exclusive interviews and content from the writers and illustrators that brought the Marvel superhero to life half a century ago, follows Spider-Man's history, from his first appearance in Amazing Fantasy No. 15 in 1962 to how he went from being Marvel's chronic underdog to the amazing and spectacular superhero fans know today. The book, which also includes a deep dive into Spider-Man's superpowers, including his spider-like strength, genius mind and web slingers, not to mention his fully loaded arsenal of quips, Spider-Man, From Amazing to Spectacular also features never-before-seen art of the friendly neighborhood superhero, and behind-the-scene details from creators like Brian Michael Bendis, Jerry Conway and Tom DeFalco, as well as others who helped bring Peter Parker to life. Spider-Man, From Amazing to Spectacular is a must-read for any Marvel superfan. Our mission at Stylecaster is to bring style to the people, and we only feature products we think you'll love as much as we do. Please note that if you purchase something by clicking on a link within this story, we may receive a small commission of the sale.